Welcome to the Horror Hour.
We all go a little mad. We get you.
You are going to die tonight.
Here's Johnny.
Welcome back to the Horror Hour. Thanks for stopping by. This is the place we discuss, we debate, we disagree on all things horror, but today I've got a solo review. That's right, I had the pleasure of getting to screen Jurassic World Dominion last night, and so I'm going to give you my full review. Now, Jurassic World Dominion is directed by Colin Trevorrow, who also co-wrote this with Emily Carmichael, and I mean, this has a loaded cast. They brought back everyone. I mean, my gosh, you've got Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, Laura Dern, gay rights, Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum, DeWanda, who is also a scene stealer, Mamoudou, Athie, Isabella Sermon, B.D. Wong, oh my God, Campbell Scott, Omar. There's just too many, but you get the point. It's a huge cast, all right? So 4 years after the destruction of Isla Nublar, dinosaurs now live and hunt alongside humans all over the world. And so this fragile balance will reshape the future and determine once and for all whether human beings are to remain the apex predators on the planet they now share with these fearsome creatures in this new era. Well, that's, the short synopsis, but really, after these 4 years, we find Claire and Owen living a secluded life with Maisie Lockwood. And she's kind of like the hot property that people are looking for, like people are after her. And then you've got Dr. Ellie Sattler, who is investigating a new locust swarm, which that was a pretty cool scene, that seemed to be destroying our crops at an alarming rate that could obviously lead to our extinction. So she gathers Alan Grant and they set off for this new company called Biosyn that also employs Dr. Ian Malcolm, and Dr. Henry Wu. That seems a bit shady, but that's okay. And that's really where this just dives in. This is definitely a popcorn flick that is, short on story, large on action, and heavy with nostalgia. The good parts, the cast worked really well together. I enjoyed how they paired up the legacy cast members with the new, and they went on their own little adventures. I mean, who doesn't love a good team up? DeWanda, she seriously ate every scene she was in. I thoroughly enjoyed Kayla Watts. She was fierce, she was no nonsense, she was all around badass. I mean, yes. There are also several horror sequences that had this really good, obviously it's meant to scare probably kids more than, I don't know, I think I saw a few adults jump in the theater, but there were several scenes that really borrowed horror elements, even if it kind of borrowed from one of my favorite films, but that's okay. I still enjoyed those action sequences. Of course, obviously, as I said, the dinosaurs are what we're here for, and they looked awesome. And I loved all the new types. They looked really cool, really gruesome, fierce. Oh. But honestly, it was really about the dinosaurs and the nostalgia. So now the bad. I kind of felt like I was watching a video game. And I say that meaning like people had their assigned tasks that they had to complete in order to move the plot forward. But instead of flowing, being seamless with the actual story, it just felt like, piece after piece after piece after piece. It felt just repetitive. It kind of felt like I was watching the ending of the original Jurassic Park just over and over with different tasks. Sorry. That being said, so the story sometimes it fell a little bit short. It would start something and then it would just trail off, especially when I was getting invested, So there were some plot holes, and I think they were trying to make it too complicated, more than it really needed to be. Now, again, there are a ton of action sequences, which is very nice because, again, popcorn flick. Some of them were a bit messy, so it kind of took me out of the element a couple times. But as soon as I was out of the element, they introduced something new, like I said. And it would just like get me pulled back in because again, I really enjoyed the characters and I really enjoyed what they were putting them through. And I think it was also a beautiful film. Loved the score, by the way. Overall, I still had a good time. It was certainly better than Fallen Kingdom. And hey, I mean, that's pretty good. And again, I was entertained. The movie, yeah, it relies heavily on nostalgia. So if you go in with low expectations, I promise you, you will have a good time. I still did, and if I were to rate this, I would give this a 6.5 out of 10. I'd still go see it on the big screen, see it on IMAX if you can. I think you'd have a good time. So that's my review. Thank you for coming. Just remember, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, notification bell so you're notified every time we put out new content, which is quite a bit. And hey, we've got merch, link listed below. And again, just thank you for coming. All right, bye.
You have been listening to the Horror Hour. See you next time.